Hey, um, and I've gotten uh hired, sponsored to do a little project on Beyblade Metal Fusion. If you don't know what that is, it's a TV show about tops that kids run around with and fight each other with. I mean, it was fun to watch as a kid, but can't believe I'm getting paid to watch a TV show. But anyways, this is my first log, of course. Uh, Company told me to, you know, watch it 3 times at least while I'm doing these logs. So, uh, first off, I guess I've already watched through it once. It was a little bit, uh, choppy, but I guess that's because I'm an adult now. So, but the first thing or they want me to have a certain topic for my research, so I decided to look at how TV shows might affect children. Um, for Beyblade Metal Fusion, I found that it taught lessons. And I did some research from other stuff, like God, Rose Turner's uh, Rose Turner's fiction, empathy, and material world. Sorry about that. And I found through that, or she said through that, that there's two routes that most fiction affects people, and in this case, children, is the content of it or the accumulation of that social information. So, like, just watching how different characters interact, you can kind of learn or glean that that's a way to interact with people, how certain things like sarcasm might affect, or also how to perform sarcasm and stuff like that. And then also process, which is uh, for one thing, how you thinking about how you can use sarcasm or any other thing that's in the TV show, um, and also like just afterwards. I mean, we were all kids at one point. We would think about how we would be like a certain character or what we would do in that situation. So that's pretty much it. The lessons that I'll probably dive into later in my research is passion, healthy communication, and forgiveness. Probably going to spend a little bit of time going through those, but hope this helps some way. I'm getting paid for it either way, so um, see ya. Okay, so I uh, I figured some stuff out. So first, there one of the first lessons that I was talking about before is passion. Passion is an amazing thing, and the type of passion that it's trying to portray to children is like your passion in life, not passion in the emotion, but the passion that you have. So, the passion for this is through fiction. Fiction, fiction is what we make, what we feel, how we portray our abilities, and for some people, it is their passion. So fiction is both the type of passion and also the feeling of passion, and it also fiction and passion both tie into empathy. Oh crap! So empathy. Empathy is something that we all feel. What a lot of TV shows try to portray. Empathy is how we feel towards each other. And in this case, uh, fiction plays into empathy. And you kind of figure this out through fiction, empathy, and the material world. That is Rose Turner's analysis on how fiction affects the empathy of children and adults that read into it. And in there, she tries to portray that fiction plays into empathy. Fiction shapes empathy. That's a good word, shapes. That's what she uses. Uh, shapes. So fiction shapes empathy. And then empathy, in turn, shapes fiction. So it's a cycle. And you can see this in the TV show, in Beyblade, this immaculate, just amazing TV show, because the passion that they feel is towards each other, towards us friends, but also Jenga's passion is to beat Ryuga. And you see, he loses that passion. So in this fiction, you see a loss of passion. And in that loss of passion, he goes on to this journey back to his homeland to figure out how to get stronger, how to build his passion, because he's lost all of his confidence. So through this fiction, you gain empathy through loss. See that right? Yeah, you gain empathy through loss. And then through that empathy, us as humans can bring that back into our passion. So if you lose your passion, you can gain it back when you watch this or when you relive this, because through this loss, he goes back and finds a scroll that his father left for him, that he goes through numerous trials to get to, and the scroll tells him that there's no way to just get a shortcut, and that in order to get stronger, you must gain back confidence and you must work back towards it. Pick yourself back up. So that empathy not only brings back passion, but if we apply this to how people can affect others when they get older, when they talk to people, this also plays back into that fiction when you have a passion for fiction. And you see, this is just amazing. This is just, Beyblade has such a profound sense of, use of feeling of depth. It's all about Beyblade. It's all about Beyblade. It's all about Beyblade.
I don't know what's going on. I did everything they told me. I did the research. I did everything they told me. Now they're gonna paint me like a villain. Villain like Kyoya was. Throughout the first part of the season. Like in episode 2 and 3. When he fights Jinga for the first time, and there's such an immaculate moment that shows how deranged he is. And then the whole training arc throughout the season when he goes through so much to get stronger, and then he goes back and then fights Jinga, taking hostage the Sagittarius, the Beyblade of Kenta. It's villains like those that, just stimulate so much critical thinking in our youth. And that's what they were trying to get past us, because he does come back and then he becomes friends with the main cast and he changes a new leaf. It's just like in The Damned, the Bad, and the Ugly, on page 100 during the conclusion, when the author's talking about how characters like the Joker, more ambiguous and stimulates critical thinking and questions our views and perspective that allows children who watch it to become better, learn. And then there's also the fact that if we allowed our children to see these dynamic characters, it would emphasize more on the evaluation of ideas rather than just summarizing it like we do now, and it would allow people to come to a better conclusion. This show is just so amazing. Listen, if you get this, if you're watching this, please continue this. Continue my line of work. Finish this research, because it needs to get out there. This is the infamy. Final log. Clinton out.